Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm 19. What kind of guys do you think girls like? Recently, I found out the answer to this question. Do you want me to share the secret with you? Then watch my story until the very end, and you'll get it. What should I begin with? In every college, there are guys that every girl wants to be friends with. In our college, it was I and Oliver. I was the most handsome guy there, and Oliver was the football team captain. I and Ollie were best friends, and all the girls dreamed about dating us. Of course they did. Who doesn't want to get the college's most popular guy? Of course, we were the center of attention at all get-togethers and parties. There we were, meeting a lot of different girls and spending time with fun. But these weren't serious relationships, and I didn't have a permanent girlfriend. I was still hoping to meet the love of my life. And once, when I, as usual, came to college, a surprise was waiting for me. It was her, the girl of my dreams. Her name was Mia. She was so beautiful that I felt in love at first sight. Oliver told me she was new in college, and she was going to study in the same class with us. I couldn't believe this happened. On a break, I decided to walk up to her. Without a doubt, she liked me too. Of course, she had already been told about me. We were spending time together. Once, I asked her out on a date. And she agreed. I suppose she wanted to become the girlfriend of the most popular guy here. Her friends would be so jealous. I told Oliver about it, hoping that he would support me. But he only answered angrily, "What's the big deal?" and left. I wasn't upset, but it was very unusual to hear something like that from my best friend. And then something unexpected happened. Mia and I were walking in a park and talking when I suddenly got a voice message. I didn't recognize the number. Mia asked, "What is it, Andrew?" I wanted to know it myself, so I played it aloud. An unfamiliar female voice said, "Andrew, where are you? Why aren't you answering my calls? Do you want to break up with me? I'm waiting for you. Your girlfriend, Angie." What? What was that? Who's Angie? I didn't understand what was going on. Mia looked at me angrily and asked, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I tried to convince her that it was just a stupid prank, but Mia didn't believe me. She answered that she didn't want to date a liar and walked away. I started thinking, who and most importantly, why would someone send me a message like this? Because of somebody's idiotic joke, I had lost my girlfriend I really liked. The next day, I told Oliver what happened to me and asked him how I could find the person who was trolling me so hard. Ollie laughed and answered, "Don't worry, man. Somebody just got a wrong number." But I realized that something was off. The person that sent me this message knew my name and wanted to spoil my relationship with Mia. So I just called the number back to find out who it was. The line rang. Somehow, the phone in Oliver's pocket began ringing. That seemed suspicious to me. He got scared and dropped the incoming call. Then, I realized it was Ollie all along. Oliver had nothing left to do but confess that he did it on purpose. The thing is that he also liked Mia a lot and couldn't let her date me. I was angry. How could my best friend do this to me? Then I saw Mia coming up the street and decided to explain everything to her. She refused to listen and said that it was over between us, and that day she was going to go on a date with the coolest guy of the college, Oliver. I was boiling with rage. My best friend had stolen my girlfriend, and I wasn't going to let him get away with it. I began thinking what I should do, so that Mia would drop Oliver and come back to me, and destiny gave me a chance. After a couple of days, I accidentally eavesdropped on their conversation. Mia was telling Oliver that she wasn't ready for the math test. She was afraid that she would fail it. Ollie replied that he would help her and give her the correct answers. Well, it was time for me to join the game. During the test, I saw Oliver placing the sheet with the answers on Mia's table. That was what I was waiting for. I quietly swapped it with mine. Did you get it already? There were the wrong answers to the test. It's not difficult to guess what happened next. Mia got the lowest grade and was very angry with Ollie. I heard them arguing on a break. After classes, I came up to Mia and asked her out on a date. Mia thought a bit and asked, "Are you sure you don't have a girlfriend?" I swore to her that it was a stupid prank, and she agreed. Ha! Got you, Ollie. The next day, I had a date with Mia on the beach. We were walking and happily chatting. There was no sign of trouble. And then there was barking out the bushes we were walking by. I must clarify, I have a morbid fear of dogs. That's why I screamed and took off running. Of course, I left Mia on the beach, one-on-one with a dog. I just wasn't thinking about her at the moment. So much I was afraid of the animal. When I calmed down, it was already too late. I was far away from the beach and realized that Mia had left alone. I called her to apologize, but she answered that she would never forgive me for such a betrayal. And she also said that she met Oliver, who would walk her home. And then I realized that there had been no dog. It was Ollie with a speaker and a recording of a rabid dog in the bushes. He knew my fear and used it. It was war. Oliver was not my friend anymore, and I was going to have my revenge. After a couple of days, he and Mia were having a date. I knew what restaurant they were going to, so I was waiting for them there. When Oliver received the soup he ordered, I pour a couple of drops of laxatives in it. Of course, 5 minutes after he empties his plate, he ran to the toilet. He was there for a very long time. And Mia started getting nervous. She started panicking when she got the bill, and then I sort of accidentally came into the restaurant. I lied to her that I saw Ollie going to his practice. Mia was very angry at Ollie for choosing football over her. I told Mia that I would have to pay the bill and invited her to spend the evening together. Mia thought a little and agreed. That's how I got Ollie the second time. Was it cruel? But it was him who started this war first. Mia started dating me, but it didn't last long. Oliver made it so Mia had found a stack of dirty pictures of girls in my closet. She told me that I was a horny prick and left with Ollie. I, on the other hand, made it so he got the worst haircut before his date with Mia. Then he tricked me. Then I tricked him. And so on and so on. We just couldn't stop. And then once, the three of us in the company of our mutual friends were hanging out by the pool in a backyard. I don't remember who Mia was dating that time, me or Oliver, but we were continuing to fight. More cruelly and desperately than before. I tricked Ollie a couple of times right in front of the others, getting the lead. I wanted to consolidate my success and told everybody that I was going to slide down and drop into the pool spectacularly. The friends started telling me that it would be great, so I climbed up the slide. When I was standing on the top, I got afraid, but I decided to do it to impress Mia, so I boldly got to the edge. And then somebody had pushed me from behind. I flew down the slide in a very inconvenient pose. I dropped into the pool and realized that my triumph didn't go exactly as planned. When I swam up, I saw everybody laughing at me. Mia was blushing with embarrassment. What happened? What are you looking at? I looked behind me and saw my swim trunks that slipped off me when I was sliding down. Turns out the whole party saw me naked. And Mia too. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life. And I know who was to blame. I pulled my swim trunks up and got out of the pool. Ollie was laughing at me too, and I came at him with my bare fists. I was screaming that he started it first. Oliver was telling me that he deserved Mia more. We began arguing. Mia's screams had stopped us. Cut it out! She was looking at us with disgust, saying, I'm so tired of you, of both of you. If I had known that the most popular guys in the college are such idiots, I would have never dated any of you. Today, I'm going on a date, but not with you, Andrew, and not with you, Ollie. I'm going to date Ricardo. She pointed at the thin nerd who was a year under us in college. I was surprised and asked, but why? Mia answered, because he is sensible, unlike you, and he will at least try to help me do my homework. She left to be with that guy. So that's how I lost both my friend and the girl of my dreams in one day. If I hadn't acted like a fool from the beginning and let Oliver have Mia, she would have probably quickly realized what a douche he was and came back to me. But it was too late already. Have you now realized what kind of guys girls like the most? The sensible ones, not the ones like Oliver. After a week or so, I found out that somebody had posted a video with my humiliation on the internet. Somebody had filmed me flying down the slide with no pants on and posted it on YouTube. That's how I got infamous and stopped being the most popular guy in college in an instant. Now not a single girl wants to date me. It seems I'll stay single forever. Share this video, guys. I want everybody to know that it wasn't my fault. It was Oliver's. He started this mess. And also, write in the comments what nasty thing I should do to him next. I must pay him back for everything.